What's up, people? Welcome back to Shed Show. As MMA fans, we all know that shots to the back of the head are illegal. I mean, maybe you don't know. It's not exactly obvious when you're watching fights because it happens all the time. And the biggest reaction you'll see from a referee is a verbal warning without stopping the action, which is appropriate because you see, the head is the most targeted target. So that combined with defensive movement of the head, I mean, ideally, head movement, it's just bound to happen. Imagine you're in a fight and you throw a strike, whether it be a punch, a kick, elbow, etc. When you pick your target and launch that strike, you can't switch the target once you send it. You know, it's like a snapshot. Once you hit the shutter and send that strike, the image, it cannot change. So say your opponent is face down and you have their rear mounted. Let's say that. You may target legal parts of the head, which I'll get to in a second. But you might be targeting legal parts of the head, but you know, the difference between a legal and illegal shot in that scenario is mere inches. So yeah, your punches are going to occasionally land on the illegal area of the back of the head. So yeah, I just mentioned legal parts of the back of the head, and there are actually some parts of what you would probably consider the back of the head which are actually fair game. So for clarification, let's take a look at the official UFC image representing this rule. Yeah, not the best. This is actually the official image. I'm not even joking. This is what you get if you search. They do have it in words though, and it's, you know, it's pretty well described. In fact, this image is a little oversimplified, so I went ahead and made one myself. It's not great, but it is 1,000 times better than that other one, which is the current official one. So if anyone from the UFC is watching this, I will sell you my image. Please get that message to the big boss and hit me up. And yeah, like I said, we see strikes to the back of the head all the time. We never really see anything come of it except maybe a referee just giving a verbal warning. Don't let that make you feel that this rule is arbitrary, because it is very much not arbitrary. And to kind of illustrate this fact, we're going to watch a quick little video about a boxer who sustained injuries because of strikes to the back of the head. I'm going to go ahead and warn you now, this is extremely sad. Could be upsetting, so if you're not up for that, just skip forward. It's probably only going to be like 20 seconds. So let's check this out.
In the first few rounds, the 31-year-old Williams seemed to hit Colon with a number of rapid punches, illegal blows to the back of the head.
So this guy, he got several punches to the back of the head, so I guess it was more of a cumulative thing, although it could very well have just been that one, which put him down.
Colon was left in what doctors call a vegetative state. Colon's parents are divorced, but his father has come daily to help his mother care for him.
You like this, right?
Yeah.
Faced with providing decades of medical care, the family wages an ongoing battle against exhaustion and despair.
So it's not an arbitrary rule. That's a very, very vulnerable part of the human body, mostly because of your brain stem. So if it's not an arbitrary rule, why don't we see bigger repercussions when someone commits this foul? Well, it's because what we're seeing on a regular basis is accidental shots to the back of the head. And furthermore, it's not usually a very significant strike, which is again due to the target meeting the strike in an evasive maneuver, you know, moving your head movement, which often downgrades the strike to a glancing blow. What we don't see is someone clearly target the back of the head and throw and land a strike which is clearly intended to hit the back of the head. That is until Ciryl Gane did it to Tai Tuivasa just a few days ago. That was about as bad as that foul can be. Although the rule is constantly broken, really the difference is intent. That verbal reminder that the ref will give, it's not actually futile because it's really the referee actively enforcing what is a very important rule. It's the ref making sure you never forget that you are not allowed to target the back of the head because it is not a frivolous rule. A strike to that area is like hitting the reset button on a human body. And it's a really easy way to get permanent neurological damage or die. So now after talking about the reason this rule exists, now I'm going to show you the finishing sequence from the Ciryl Gane Tai Tuivasa fight when the illegal strike occurred. Alright, so here's the finishing sequence, and it really starts with what was actually the knockout punch. He's about to unleash the spring. This is a sad shot because I feel like Tai Tuivasa actually saw the punch right before, like he knows it's about to hit him right here, and he's like, fuck. Boom! That is a fucking knockout, ladies and gentlemen. No one can take that punch. We're gonna start the sequence over, and then we'll go through the whole thing this time. I just wanted to show you guys that other angle of that first punch, because that first punch was the knockout punch. Everything after that, not really necessary, honestly. So here we are again at the beginning of the sequence. This is actually a little bit earlier than the other one started because this is when Ciryl Gane does the little to that spring stance where he then, you can just see right there, he is coming full force. And Krakow! That was a lot of impact. So once again, he slumped over, and I think this is an interesting image here because this is Ciryl Gane wanting to do what he ended up doing. Because Ciryl Gane, I believe, is on steroids and really wanted to murder Tai Tuivasa. He's looking at the back of his neck, but instead, he throws it into a straight, bam, cracks him again. Tai Tuivasa is gone. He is out on his feet. He eats a left, and then another left, and this is when Marc Goddard starts to reposition himself, but he really should have been, I don't know how he got out of position so bad that he's just now getting a good view of what is clearly a finishing sequence. And then here we see Ciryl Gane raise up a hammer fist, and it's obvious where it's going. Right here again, you see exactly where it's going, exactly what he's aiming for. And he brings the hammer down, and that is what you do when you're trying to kill someone. And it's very illegal in UFC, and it should be. So, yeah, he chops his head off, then he comes with this uppercut kind of deal, rising punch. Now his body is going to finally fall. And as he's falling, Ciryl Gane sneaks in a really fast little left here, and then gets a hammer fist in, and then this last strike again tells me that Ciryl Gane had very, very bad intentions. When it happens accidentally and it's a glancing blow, it's an accident. It's an accident. It's forgivable. Doing it on purpose is not forgivable. Right here, we see him go for what area? He hits him right in the neck. I mean, he's trying to kill him. He's trying to separate his brain from his spine. And I know that to most of you guys, this just looks just as brutal as anything else. And I know that this sport is inherently fucking dangerous. I don't expect that these fighters are not going to get hurt. They do get hurt. They can get very, very hurt. They can die. You know, there's been a few fighters that just from punches to the head in one fight, there's a couple people that have died after. There's people that get punched a certain way. It's not always an illegal strike. However, the thing about these illegal strikes is they are raising the likelihood of there being a life-changing injury or even death a lot. It's making it much, much, much more likely. And that's not good, man. Tai Tuivasa doesn't deserve to fucking die. He doesn't deserve to get his brain separated from his fucking spine. It's not no holds barred fighting, and that's a good thing. He did a downward hammer strike. How was he gonna wrap that around to the sides where it's legal? How was he gonna pull that under? No, it was a strike that was meant for that target. He really tried to decapitate this man, and instead of being disqualified, he was applauded. And yeah, I really do think it was worthy of a disqualification loss. You don't just let it go because, you know, the other guy's already knocked out, basically, or whatever justification you can come up with. You know, you can't mutilate a dead body just because it's dead. But, you know, you don't hammer fist someone to the fucking brainstem. You don't do that. And as a referee, Goddard is probably the best. He's definitely up there. And I mean, I got to give him the benefit of the doubt here. He was running around the fighters at that exact moment. I feel like he saw it, though. I think it just happened too fast. Ciryl Gane was meant to destroy this man in front of his country, where an MMA event hasn't been put on ever, I'm pretty sure. And I'm guessing it's that whole atmosphere that made everybody just kind of pretend like it didn't happen, which I think is really weird.
Hey guys, it started raining and the shed has a tin roof, so I couldn't finish recording, and it hasn't stopped raining since. So I was pretty much close to the end. So that's all I got for now.